Yo everyone, I'm back. So I haven't been uploading lately because I have my reasons, but I'm sorry. So people have been wanting new stuff, and I'm here to give you new stuff. You know, because it's gotta be like that. So some of the next what ifs coming up are probably new parts of Snake Sonin. I'm taking a little break from the Hatake what if. I don't know, I don't know. I feel like a character is going nowhere. But it's probably gonna be there. And I also have a bunch of great new My Hero Academia what ifs. The manga has unraveled a bunch of stuff lately. So expect stuff like what if Deku had the Fajin quirk, and like, oh god, there's a bunch of ideas. But I have one in particular, which is probably my favorite right now, but I'll do that later. But this time it's an idea that I announced quite a while ago, and yeah, I did announce it, and I've been holding back on it because yeah. But I'm here now. So let's start. This is what if Naruto was Kurama's son. I haven't seen this particular theme. I've seen what if Naruto was raised by Kurama. Now here, this is gonna be a completely different story. The ship is a different story. Everything is so much different. Like, I'm telling you, this is not even funny. Like, everything will be absolutely different. But let's start. So in this what if, Kushina is absolutely despised by the village. She's hated by everyone. Minato is not here, never was. Kushina doesn't like Minato. Minato doesn't like Kushina, because I'm just gonna say that the Nine Tails. No, forget about that. But yeah, Minato hates Kushina. Kushina hates Minato. They're not friends. They're nothing to each other, basically. And Kushina is by herself. She doesn't have any friends. Nobody loves her. And that's basically how her life is. And it's honestly pretty sad. But one day, Kushina, when she was little, went into her mindscape, and by little I mean she was like about the age of, no, not little, I'll say like 1 year before Naruto was supposed to be born. Kushina went into her mindscape because she was so lonely that she wanted to talk to the one person, the one being inside of her, and that was Kurama. But she didn't know that. She just knew him as the Nine Tails. And she comes into the mindscape and starts walking around there, and she hears a voice. What do you want? And Kushina answers, I just want to talk to you. And the voice responds, huh, after all these years, you, of all people, want to talk to me? The being that ruined your life? I find it hard to believe. Who sent you here? I will not give you my power, don't even think about that. And Kushina, she feels a bit of sadness in that voice. She feels a bit of despair, a bit of hopelessness. It sounds just like her voice. And I'm not gonna describe the heartfelt moments, but I'm just gonna say that Kushina explained to Nine Tails that she isn't here for any power, she just needed someone to talk to. And Nine Tails, who felt the same way, he just needed someone to talk to for quite a long time. Basically, they talk, and over a few months, they become they become friends, and maybe even more than friends. And I'm just gonna say that, like, the day which Minato and Kushina were supposed to, like, do it and make Naruto, not give birth, like nine months before that. I was gonna say that Kushina finally destroyed the seal, just took it off, and Kurama, she already knows that Ninetales' name is Kurama. Basically, he walks out the cage and turns into his human form. Now, Kushina did not know that Ninetales had a human form. The way that Kurama looks in his human form, I'm just gonna say, like, tall, whisker marks, long, the hair color you see in the picture, that's exactly how he looks. And basically, yeah. But he's tall and he's wearing a white and red kimono. He's got slit-like red eyes and pretty pale skin. He's also got fangs. And I'm just gonna say that Kushina falls in love. And I'm just gonna say that Kurama, who's been lonely for so long, is also quite interested in Kushina. And I'm just gonna say they did it. Yeah, they did it in the Mindscape. Now, they didn't think anything would come out of this because it's the Mindscape, but still, they had each other, so it was fine. But 2 weeks later, after that moment, Kushina has been feeling very sick, and Kurama is pretty concerned. So he tells her to go to the hospital, and Kushina goes. They are very hesitant to let her in, but you know they do, because it's the Ninetales, and they're scared. And they find out that she's pregnant. Yeah. So then after that, Kushina is shocked, and basically she goes home and goes into Mindscape and sees Kurama just staring blankly at a wall. And so she's like, "You mind explaining to me what the heck is going on?" And Kurama turns around to Kushina and says, "I have no fucking idea what happened, but somehow, after we did it in the Mindscape, you got pregnant in real life. So, yeah, tough luck, I guess." Kushina, like, Kurama expected any reaction, but not the reaction he got. Kushina was smiling, she was very happy, she's like, "Yay, I'm gonna have a child." And yay, all that, she was happy, because she's gonna be a mother. And Kurama started being happy as well, because, you know, he's gonna be a dad. But he didn't really know how that would work out, how the kid would feel when he knew that a tailed beast was his dad. So yeah. And we skip to 9 months later, where Kushina is giving birth, and Minato is present there, because, you know, he's the Hokage, and he has to keep watch over the Jinchuriki. But, the masked man appears. Oh, actually, first Kushina gives birth to Naruto, and Naruto looks the same as in canon, but this time his hair is the color as in the picture. And his eyes are already slit-like red, but, actually no, they're Kushina's color. Yeah, Kushina has like purple eyes, and so they're purple, and Kushina is happy. Of course, nobody knows who the father is, and so everybody's been calling Kushina like a slut and stuff like that, like calling her bad names, but Kushina doesn't care. She's gonna be a mother. That's all that really matters. And Kurama inside her isn't really resisting much, which is pretty weird, but nobody pays mind to it, because, you know, they're happy that the beast isn't resisting. And basically the masked man appears, kills the Anbu, kills the third's wife, who was also there, and the whole attack thing happens as canon, and basically the masked man pulled out Kurama and put him under Genjutsu. Kurama could not resist Genjutsu of that level, so he started rampaging in the village, and Minato, yeah, he had to sacrifice himself for the village this time, not for his family and the village, just for the village, because even though Minato is a jerk here, because, you know, he hates Kushina and all that, he's still a good Hokage, and he loves his village. So that's why he sacrificed himself. And Kushina, knowing that Minato can't do this himself, and that, yeah, basically she was forced to help. She was forced by an Uchiha who placed her under Genjutsu to help restrict Kurama. And Kurama was already out of control, and he saw that Kushina was under Genjutsu and attacking him. He, like, started putting, like, with his claw, he went towards the Hokage and about to stab, but the Uchiha who was controlling Kushina from the shadows basically made her jump in front of the Nine Tails. And I'm just gonna see that Minato is a lot more injured here because he doesn't have the support of his wife. Basically, yeah. So he's weakered from the fight with the masked man. So pretty much everything's the same, but this time only Kushina got stabbed. And basically Kurama sees that, oh my god, he just pierced his child's mother. And that's not good. That's not really bad. Oh, sorry about that. But basically that's how this goes. Minato, using the Death Reaper seal, seals away Nine Tails in Kushina. Not Kushina, I mean Naruto. And Naruto Uzumaki. And after that he dies, Kushina dies as well. Everybody dies as canon. But yeah. So oh, and by the way, Minato did not seal his memories into Naruto. And I'm just gonna say that only Kushina did that because last moment she broke out of the Genjutsu somehow. So she placed some of, like, the canon thing into Naruto. And Minato also didn't split the Nine Tails, he put the full Nine Tails into Naruto. And yeah. Let's do a little time skip. So Naruto is 3, and this time he is hated much worse. Like, if a person sees him outside, Naruto's gonna get brutally beaten. Like, not even made fun of. No staring. Like, literally every single person is gonna beat him up. Children, little children, like everyone. But despite all that, Naruto is quite physically strong. Yeah, he's very strong physically. Even at the age of 3, he can, like, beat up 5-year-olds and, like, 10-year-olds maybe sometimes. So yeah, his look is Naruto's canon look. But yeah, but just he's got the, I don't know how, what's the I think it's ginger hair. I don't know what to call this type of color. I mean, normally it would be red, but red is the Uzumaki hair. I don't know. I'm just gonna call it ginger hair. Yeah, because it's ginger. But yeah, several names the villagers gave to him is a slut's child, because, you know, nobody knows who the father is. And a demon brat, monster. And yeah. Basically that's what happens. And one time Naruto got beaten so bad that he goes into the mindscape. And yeah, goes into the mindscape, and he's walking around there when he hears a voice calling him. And he goes towards that voice, and he meets the Ninetales. Now, the Ninetales asks Naruto why he's here, just to test his son. Keep in mind, Naruto does not know who his parents are, but Naruto said that I got beaten so bad that I just appeared here. Where am I, and who are you? And Kurama feels very, very bad. So he's like, I'm sorry, kid, you had to be this way. It's honestly very, very sad. But, I am the Ninetales, and you are in your mindscape. Now, I don't want a weak Jinchuriki. That is why I shall train you. Now, he didn't tell Naruto about who he really is and who his parents are, because he didn't feel like Naruto is ready. But yeah. Basically, he plans on telling Naruto when he's gonna be a bit more mature. And so training begins. For now, it's just physical training, because Naruto isn't ready for chakra. But when we skip to when Naruto's 4, and so Naruto is again getting beaten by Jonin. Like, okay, he can be trained by Ninetales, the strongest Biju and all that, but come on, he's still 4, so he can't really do much about trained Jonin. He's getting beat by Jonin, and the hatred for this village, for the Leaf, it increases by a lot, like so much, that he unlocks a dojutsu. Now, this dojutsu is Kurama's dojutsu, and its name is the Sekigan, in literally meaning red eye. Sorry, red eye. Well, I'm sorry that my voice is like very scratchy, but yeah, I just can't really do much about that. You know, voice cracks and voice changes, but yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys the abilities of this dojutsu at a later point in the story, because that's where it's gonna be important. But not even Naruto knows that he unlocked it. Only Kurama knows, but he just has to keep it quiet. But something special is gonna be after this day. But right now we cut to Naruto getting beaten up in the alley and unlocking the Sekigan. For a moment, Naruto's eyes glowed bright red, and a slit appeared in them. The Jonin got scared and ran away, leaving Naruto there. But as soon as the Jonin left, a group of 2 children and a woman with a pretty huge chest, and a woman with a pretty huge chest and blonde hair, as well as a man with long white hair and red markings on his face, walked past the alley and saw Jonin running out of there, and Jiraiya, who, as you might have guessed, is the man, heard the Jonin said, "Huh, I hope that demon dies." And so he decides to go take a look, and what he sees puts him in honest shock. He sees a 4-year-old child bloodied up and bruised in an alley with kunai sticking out of his body and stuff like that. Scars everywhere, clothes battered in blood. And so he takes the child and brings him to a hospital, and his family is following him behind, and the woman was Tsunade, and the other 2 children, you'll learn about them later. But basically the hospital didn't want to take Naruto at first, but because it was Jiraiya, they had to, and so they put him in there, and basically Jiraiya decided to stay and ask the kid what happened, because he couldn't believe that Jonin did that. And so 2 days later, Naruto wakes up and he's like all hurting, but his body's mostly healed. And so So he looks around the room and sees a man with long grayish hair and red markings sleeping quietly. And so Naruto quietly stands up, but the man wakes up and says to the kid, "Hey kid, could you tell me what happened?" And Naruto is like, with a pretty cold tone, pretty careless tone, is like, "Yeah, sure, got beaten up by Jonin because I'm supposedly a demon. That's all that really happened. Do you want anything else, or can I go?" And Jiraiya is quiet for a bit, but Naruto doesn't care about listening to Jiraiya, and so he just leaves. So yeah, Naruto leaves the hospital, doesn't even care that that's Jiraiya. He even knows that it's Jiraiya, but he does not care, like, at all. Like, he does not give a crap. Like, a literal oof about this. So he just leaves. And, yeah. So we cut to 2 weeks later, and Jiraiya wants to introduce his children to that boy he met, because he asked Hiruzen who the boy was, and Hiruzen said that that's the Jinchuriki. And yeah, keep in mind Naruto is living by himself, and Hiruzen is a bad guy in this, so he doesn't really care about Naruto. So Naruto does have to survive by only fishing and like hunting in the Forest of Death. And during these 2 weeks, Naruto has already moved to chakra control because Kurama, knowing that his son unlocked the Seikigan, is feeling that Naruto is ready for chakra. And so right now they're learning how to tree walk and water walk. And so Naruto's just walking around the village, hoodie on, like, not caring. Villagers don't really recognize him because, you know, he has a hood on. Actually, no, villagers are recognizing him, but they can't really be bothered at this moment. So Naruto just gets like a few spits and a few things thrown at them. But Jiraiya and his family, along with his 2 children, are walking towards Naruto, not knowing that they'll meet Naruto. But at one point, Jiraiya sees the ginger head, and he stops the kid, saying, "Hey kid, could you tell me your name again?" And Naruto is like, "Oh, it's you. Yeah, my name's Naruto Uzumaki." And he says this in a pretty cold tone that sends quite the shivers down even Jiraiya's spine. Like, that's how cold the tone was. And Jiraiya gulps down and says, "Well, Naruto, I'd like to introduce you to my children." And Naruto looks at the 2 kids standing behind Tsunade, because they're quite scared of Naruto, you know, the aura he's releasing, the coldness in his voice. And Naruto says, "Huh, looks like those brats are scared." And the boy, who has blonde hair, long blonde hair, walks out and says, "I'm not scared of you. Who even are you? How dare you talk to my dad like that?" And Naruto just smirks and it's like, "Whatever, I'm going." And Jiraiya like grabs Naruto by the shoulder and says, "Kid, come on, just talk to them. I see that you don't really have any friends, and you know these guys could be your friends." And Naruto's thinking about this, and you know he's like, "Fine, I'll give them a chance." And so Jiraiya looks at his kids and says, "Well, you two introduce yourself." And so the boy first, he has long blonde hair and is wearing a green jacket as well as some I'll just say like gray pants and some shinobi sandals. Says, "My name is Toshiro Senju." And the girl who has a pretty mid-length gray, I mean it's like silverish gray hair, as well as what? One second, I want to look up. I think I have a picture of her. Okay, bear with me for a moment. Gmail. I think I sent this to myself here. Oh yeah. No. Yeah, that's her. But I don't think the image is loading. But she has like blue eyes and stuff. But it's not a. Yeah, that's her. It's not really a good picture, but just like bear with it. I'll try maybe finding a better picture. But why doesn't it save? Whatever. You saw it if you didn't go back. And yeah, that's how she looks, but younger. And there's no room. There's not like a shape there on her forehead. But yeah, she has silver hair and blue eyes. So yeah. What happens after? You might wonder. I'm not gonna go into that mushy stuff, but I'm just gonna say that over that year they became best of friends. Like Toshiro and Naruto are like best friends and rivals, and he's just friends with Naomi, cause yeah. So they're like best friends, and we cut to 1 year later when Naruto's 5, and he's training, and Hiruzen's Anbu are spying on Naruto, but Naruto doesn't really care. So at one point Naruto is practicing in chakra control when he falls down off a tree where he was tree walking, and 8 black chakra chains burst out of Naruto's back and catch him. He's like a Doc Ock from like Spider-Man. He has those. That's how it looks. But yeah, those chains are like very sturdy, and they're at the ends they're sharp. So yeah, Hokage's Anbu see this and go report this to the Hokage. And so since Hiruzen, this time he wants a strong weapon, but he doesn't want to give like all his power to Danzo. So he decides to like give Naruto tutors since he has a lot of power. And so he tells Kakashi to train Naruto. Actually, he goes to Naruto himself and gives him chakra paper, and they test out his chakra natures, and they find out that he has fire, earth, wind, and lightning. He also has yin and yang, but nobody knows, only Kurama. And but yeah, he has fire, earth, wind, and lightning, as you can see in the picture. And so he's like, okay, this will be good. So he tells Kakashi to train Naruto in Earth and Lightning release. He tells Kurenai to train Naruto in Genjutsu, since he feels like Naruto will have a pretty good knack for it. Since he is the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, he thinks that it'll work out. He's not wrong. And so he also tells his son Asuma to train Naruto in Fire release and Wind release. He also gives Naruto Uzumaki scrolls with Fuinjutsu inside of it, and stances for Kenjutsu and the rest of that. So yeah. And Naruto starts his grueling training. Like, he doesn't really form any bonds with his teachers, because Kakashi doesn't really care for Naruto since Kushina wasn't really around. But yeah, so nothing that much. But they do train him good. And so we skip to when Naruto is 6. He doesn't have any friends except Naomi and Toshiro. His personality is very lazy. Like he's kind of like Shikamaru, but not at the same time. He's very carefree. Like he doesn't really care about stuff. But he's also like extremely sadistic. Like when people try to bully him now, yeah, he like bullies back twice the power. But yeah, basically he has very good relationship with Toshiro. They're like, how can I say it? I don't know, like this, imagine like the best of friends. Like, yeah, and they're rivals at the same time. Now, let me tell you something about Naomi and Toshiro. Naomi and Toshiro are... Yeah, well, they're raised by the Senju clan. The Senju clan is alive here, as well as the Uchiha clan. At least for now. Keep that for now in mind. But yeah, Jiraiya is a spy working for the village, so he's usually not at home. And Tsunade, I'm just gonna say that she usually spends most of her days in the hospital, basically helping patients, ninjas who are injured. So the Senju clan, who is still alive and kicking, is, yeah, basically it's raising them too. And so, they're very free. No, they're very strong. I mean, yeah, both of them have wood release, actually. They found that out when they were 5.5, when the Senju clan leaders, I'm not even going to say their name, they're irrelevant, but yeah, they started training the two, and they found out that both of them have wood release. And so, it was like prophesized that, like, these two are like the future clan heads. The two clan heads, since like, they have wood release and stuff like that. But yeah. And they have told that to Naruto, and Naruto's like happy for them. And a bit about Naruto's strength level. His ninjutsu is super good. I'm just gonna say that it's strong, is like strong tuning level. His Buki Jutsu, Shuriken Jutsu, stuff like that. It's, I'll say, a bit below Itachi level. Genjutsu, a bit below Itachi level at the moment, you know. Basically, his strongest chakra nature is wind, not wind, is fire, since you know Kurama and all that. But yeah, his progress in Fuin Jutsu has also been very good. He's a B rank seal master. I'm not good at, like, I don't know the Uzumaki ranks, but I'm just gonna say that he can't seal tailed beasts, and he can't really do very complex seals. But he can like do paralyzing seals, explosive tags, storage seals, space enhancement, space enlargement, and space shrinking seals, strength enhancing seals, as well as chakra gathering seals. That's about all he can do right now, and a lot more like simpler stuff. But yeah, he's very proficient in everything, and his overall strength level is oh, his taijutsu is, I forgot that he's trained by Guy in taijutsu, as well as Kurama in special stances. But yeah, his strength level is, oh god, sorry, oh god, I bit my tongue, oh god, that hurt. But his overall strength level is mid-jonin level. Yeah, mid-jonin. So yeah, we got another time skip. Sorry, I always love doing time skips, because time skips are amazing. Yeah, but Hiruzen recruits Naruto for the Anbu. This Anbu is Danzo's and Hiruzen's Anbu, basically a special group working for the both of them. Since this time, Hiruzen and Danzo have a better relationship, since they both like have the same evil plans. Basically, Hiruzen is a number 2 Danzo. Like, basically Danzo number 2, yeah. And basically, Naruto accepts, because, you know, it's a chance for him to get stronger. And he does suspect something, but he doesn't really know what it is yet, so he just decides to go with it. And, basically, Danzo and Hiruzen want Naruto to train in espionage, for 1 year, and infiltration as well. Also to build up his strength, because, you know, he's the village weapon. And, yeah. Basically, they want him to infiltrate the Senju clan in 1 year, because it's been very, very, like, uncalm. Like, very, very disturbing what they've been doing. But, yeah. Naruto is like, okay, I'll see where this leads me to. Which was a pretty big mistake, but you know, you'll learn in the future. But he's been training with Anbu and like his tutors and by himself, as well as Kurama. And Kurama finally told Naruto that he has a dojutsu called the Sekigan. It's his own special type dojutsu that only him and Kurama have. The abilities of this dojutsu are very special. The main ability is the fact that he can absorb and redirect chakra. The way that works is that, let's say that somebody sends a giant fireball at Naruto. Naruto, with his left hand, can absorb the chakra into his body. He can either store it and use it as his own for a later time, basically replenishing his chakra amount, or using his right hand, he can let out a new technique, or that same technique, boosting its power with his own chakra, or changing the chakra nature. Basically, if it was like a fireball jutsu, he could like absorb it using his left hand and send it out with his right hand, and making that into like a lightning thunderclap arrow or something like that, or earth mud wall, something like that, or giant earth spikes, or wind slashes, anything. Even he could like make a fireball into a majestic destroyer flame, basically. And so yeah, basically he's been given access to the Scroll of Sealing, so he knows shadow clones and their secrets. He knows special techniques like Majestic Destroyer Flame, and he's even started learning the Flying Thunder God, as well as the Rasengan, because even though he just doesn't like the 4th Hokage for some reason, he sees the strength in those two techniques. So yeah, Kurama also told him that the Sekigan allows him to turn into a fox. It can be either a little fox with one tail and like pretty like regular ginger fox, or he can complete a full-tailed beast transformation when he grows up a bit, basically turning into Kurama, giant 9 tails, not glowing like half of it, but basically full 9 tails, tailed beast transformation. He can also turn into fire. Imagine of it as basically, how can I say it? He can like turn intangible, and like imagine Toby's jutsu, Toby's Kamui, the way he uses it. But like, let's say that Kunai is flying towards Naruto. He can just turn that part of his body into fire, and the Kunai will just pass through him. He can also like teleport using that. He can like disappear. Oh god. The only weakness of this technique is water style jutsus, since you know water is stronger than fire. If he transforms into fire and somebody sends a water jutsu at him, it'll take a very long time for Naruto to go back into like flesh again. So it'll actually hurt quite a bit, because he'll have to like reassemble his body and stuff like that. But yeah, he finishes his training at 7, and he has to go to the academy to not raise any suspicions for the clans. And basically in the academy, Naruto really doesn't do anything much, except to talk to Naomi and Toshiro. Yeah. He also managed to steal a few wood-style techniques for the both of them from the Hokage's office, from the Scroll of Sealing, since Hashirama used it. And basically, yeah. So Naomi and Toshiro are both at like about high Genin level, or like, I mean, Toshiro is high Genin, Naomi is mid Genin level. But yeah. So they're like the strongest kids, Naomi and Toshiro. Naruto doesn't show his strength, nor does he like pay attention during classes. So he's like supposedly the weakest in the class, but like Naomi and Toshiro know that that's not true, since they know Naruto's partial strength. They don't know everything. But yeah, another time skip for 1 year. Naruto gets called into the Hokage's office with another Anbu. Basically, oh, Naruto is an Anbu, by the way, with the codename Fox. Basically, he also has a fox mask and all that. And he gets called to the Hokage's office along with Crow. And basically, they arrive there and both at the same time say, "Yes, Hokage, Lord Hokage." And Hiruzen says, "Itachi, take off your mask. Naruto, take off yours as well." The both Anbu did that, and Hiruzen first spoke to Itachi. "Itachi, you know what your mission is. Go." Itachi nods and disappears. And Hiruzen then says, "Now, Naruto, it's time to put all that training you underwent to good use. Your mission is to eliminate all of the Senju clan, except for its heirs, Naomi, Senju, and Toshiro Senju. We need them. And except for no, he doesn't say that. Sorry, he just says eliminate all of the Senju clan." And Naruto says, "What the hell? Why would I do that? They didn't do anything wrong." And the Hokage says, "The Senju clan are planning on rebelling against our village and making their clan head become the Hokage. They are supposedly unhappy with how the village has been doing lately. We cannot allow them to do that since we'll get attacked by other villages if a civil war breaks out. That is why you need to kill all of them." And Naruto says, "I won't do it." And basically Hiruzen says, "I was hoping that it wouldn't come to this, but time for threatening. If you will not kill the Senju clan, we will kill them ourselves. We will also kill Naomi and Toshiro Senju, who are your friends, aren't they? If you want to save them, you'll have to kill everyone else. You will also have to go out of the village for a few months to not raise any suspicions, and you will come back as an Anbu, so nobody will know." And Naruto is like, this is my only chance in saving Naomi and Toshiro. I'll have to do this." And so, imagine, same thing with Itachi. Now, the Itachi's mission was to kill the Uchiha clan, and Naruto's was to kill the Senju clan, basically. So, basically, imagine the same thing that Itachi did, but just this time Naruto did it with the Senju. Meanwhile, Itachi was killing the Uchihas. If you get it, you get it. But basically, Naomi and Toshiro are walking into the Senju compound and see bodies on the ground. Like, they get scared and they run towards like the house they were living in. They were living at the clan head's house, and so basically, they walk in and they see that the clan head and his wife are both lying on the ground, dead, and a boy about their age, a bit taller maybe, is standing facing the wall, not looking at them. And Toshiro screams out, "Who the hell are you? Why did you do this?" Naruto looks towards Toshiro and Naomi, and the two see that this is Naruto. And Naomi says, "Naruto, why? Why would you do this?" Naruto fakes a sadistic grin, saying, "To test my strength. And if you want to get revenge for your clan, you'll have to get stronger and kill me when you're ready. When you have fully mastered your wood release, come and fight me and kill me." And he then disappears with a body flicker. Basically, Naomi passed out from the shock of witnessing so many dead bodies, as well as their caretaker, and Naruto, who she did have a crush on. Nobody knew, but only her. Toshiro also passed out 2 seconds later from the shock as well. And so yeah, basically Naruto appeared at the Hokage's office saying that mission complete, Lord Hokage. What happened next he wasn't expecting at all. He saw the Hokage with his Anbu, as well as Danzo with his Anbu, scream, "Get him! Get the traitor!" And Naruto understood what was happening. He understood that the village betrayed him again, and so the hatred increased even more. He let out his chakra chains, which are 16 by now. 16 black chakra chains pierced all of the Anbu and injured Hiruzen in the hand, basically cutting off his hand, as well as Danzo's other hand, cutting it off, injuring both of them, and then disappearing with a body flicker into the night. Yup. So that's what happens. Basically, Naruto's running away, and he's not getting chased because there's nobody to give the orders since everyone's recuperating. Basically, Kurama, in his mindscape, says, well, kid, tough luck, but we're gonna have to train to get stronger. And Naruto nods, and so they go. Start traveling, start camping and like walking around the land of fire, killing some bandits. And then Naruto decided, "Hey Kurama, do you know if all Jinchuriki are treated the way as I was?" Kurama nods and says, "Some were treated even worse." And Naruto says, what if I gather all the Jinchuriki?" And Kurama says, "Yeah, that'd be great. So what do you plan on doing, kid?" And basically, this is all happening when Naruto is 9, so it's 1 year later. And so Naruto says, I know from the work of an Anbu that where the Jinchuriki are located and who they are. So, yeah, I'm gonna travel to these villages and take the Jinchuriki from the villages and take the Jinchuriki with me to give them a better life. That is how the journey of Naruto Uzumaki begins. And that is where I'm gonna leave this part of the movie off. Right, so this is the next part of the movie. If you're gonna hear background noise, like a weird noise in the background, that might be the AC that's turned on, so my bad, it's really hot here. But let's get on with the movie. I haven't recorded since the last part in a long time, so if I do get some things wrong from the first part, my bad, but if I do, then good job me. But I will elaborate a bit more on the abilities that I might not have elaborated that much. Now, as we all remember, basically Naruto has all of these very nice abilities. He has all these chakra natures, and he's going to be training in all of them because they're all useful. But his main natures are fire and yin yang, as well as dark release. Now, his Sekigan, the red eye, is the ability that allows him to absorb and redirect chakra. So basically, that's dark release. And in a sense, I want you to think of it as the way that Jigen or Kawaki use it, or Boruto. They can, you know how they can like suck up jutsus? This is exactly what Naruto can use on the same level, but I'm just gonna make him a bit more buffy. He can absorb bigger jutsus, and he can redirect those jutsus. He can just send that jutsu back at the caster. I don't know how you got it. Or you can change the chakra nature and make it his own, but basically he doesn't even need to use up his own chakra. Now, this ability is very broken in my opinion. Now, he's also very skilled in Genjutsu, and that'll come in later. But yes, basically, Kurama decides that Naruto, before gathering all of the Jinchuriki like he wanted, needs to train for a bit. And that is exactly what Naruto does. Now, Naruto trains for about the age, well, until when the academy students finish their Genin exams. That is when Naruto finishes training. So at this point he's like 12, right? So he's been training for 3 years, right? 3 years. And he has mastered all of these jutsu. The ones that you see on here, including the Rasengan and the Flying Thunder God. The way he learned these was, I'm just gonna say for plot convenience, he stole some of the Hokage seals, scrolls, before his mission to annihilate the Senju clan. And chakra chains, he now has, or last time he had 16 or 18. Now he's gonna have 24 chakra chains, black chakra chains. Genjutsu, he's literally Mangekyo Sharingan level, like literally Itachi level Genjutsu. The thing with his Genjutsu is that his Genjutsu can literally be anything. But like he can even maybe cast like a Tsukuyomi, like infinite Tsukuyomi. But mostly he uses his Genjutsu to intimidate opponents, like basically showing them his red eyes, making them glow and stuff. Or he actually uses it to confuse his opponent by making like objects appear using Genjutsu which are not actually there to confuse the opponent. His super is kind of overpowered. Super strength, oh god, he has that. All of those. And his Sekigan, with his absorption and redirection, basically he can absorb a majestic destroyer flame with no problem, and can send it back with like 3 times the power. And this will like take out just a little small fraction of his chakra. He can also complete a full tailed beast transformation, and as well as he can turn into a little fox with 1 tail for espionage and all that. And it's finally the day where Naruto goes to the Sand Village to get Gaara of the Sand, his first Jinchuriki, the Jinchuriki of the One Tails. So basically, 1 second, he puts on an outfit which looks similar to the Akatsuki outfit. Basically the straw hat, he has that, but he has all black robes with golden rings, like golden stuff. How do I call it? Like sleeve outlines, I guess. With golden touches on it. And on the back he has the kanji for 9, which is basically his tail beast. And well, he puts on that outfit and he goes to the Sand Village. He arrives there, the guards don't really mind him because, you know, he doesn't really look... No, he does look suspicious, but they don't really mind it. It's the Sand Village, come on. And so Naruto goes in, and plus he just looks like a little kid, so they don't really pay mind. And so Naruto goes in and starts searching for Gaara. And he finds Gaara in a house, by himself, talking to himself. Now, what I forgot to mention when this is training is that Naruto is extremely proficient in Fuinjutsu, that's sealing stuff. And so he just comes up to Gaara from behind and basically taps on his head. And this causes both of them to like pass out, but Naruto is still standing while Gaara just falls. And they appear in Gaara's mindscape, and Gaara is like looking around, wondering where he is. And then he hears a very familiar voice saying, "Ah, human, my vessel, finally, you have come for me to take over your body." And then like a crazy laugh. But then he hears another voice saying, Okay, now that everyone is here, let me introduce myself. And Gaara turns around and sees a man in a straw hat and a black golden robe with a kanji 9. I think he doesn't see the kanji 9, but whatever. And the man or the boy in the hat says, "My name is Naruto Uzumaki, and I'm the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails." And basically, he explains how he's been treated and how Jinchuriki are not treated well, and how he wants to gather all the Jinchuriki so that they can all help each other survive and basically help each other out. And Shukaku understands this, and he sees that Kurama is fine with it, but he does sense a weird connection between Naruto and Kurama. Like, he can see that it's something more than being a Jinchuriki, than being the Jinchuriki and the tailed beast. But he can't really get his grasp on it. But, you know, Shikaku is like, fine, I'll stop bothering the boy. And, I mean, I'm not against coming with you, Naruto. What about you, Gaara? You know, Gaara is like trying to process the information. But, you know, he understands that, you know, this is the best thing that could happen to him. You know, nobody cares about him in his village. And I'll say that here, Kankuro and Temari don't really care about Gaara. They just, like, they don't even care. Like, you get it. And Gaara's father is worse. Doesn't really even pay attention to him. And the whole village basically hates Gaara. So Gaara decides that this is the best outcome, and he just nods. And so they go out the mindscape. Everyone wakes up, and Naruto hands Gaara the same robes, but this time it's with the kanji 1 on the back. And so Naruto, to not raise any suspicion, just uses the Flying Thunder God, and the Flying Thunder God's Gaara out of the Sand Village into his hideout, and then walks out of the village himself to not raise any suspicion. That is how the One-Tails Jinchuriki disappeared. After this, Naruto with Gaara go around from village to village, gathering all the Jinchuriki. They first went to the stone and, you know, talked with Roshi and Han, and they convinced them that, you know, they should come with them. And keep in mind, now every Jinchuriki is treated like very bad, like super bad. So Roshi and Han agree. After that, they go to the waterfall village to get Fu. She agrees. They go to the cloud. They get to the cloud to go to ask B and how do we call it? What's her name? Yugito, if they want to come. This time B is just, you know, he's treated badly. He's not brothers with A. He's just a tool for the cloud, as well as Yugito. So, you know, they both agree. But the good thing about B is that he still raps, and that's the best part about B. His raps are trash, but he's still cool. After that, they go find Utakata, who's a Ronin at the moment, and they convince him to come with them, since, you know, it's easier to be with a group of Jinchuriki than by himself, and protecting himself from bandits and Mist Shinobi. And after that, they go to the Mist, and this is where something interesting comes in. And Naruto comes in to the Mist, this time along with Han, not Han, along with Roshi. It's two of them this time, to get the three tails. And they see that there's like a lot of stuff, and at this point, you know, Yagura is still in place, and there's still a civil war in the Mist. And so they go to find the third Mizukage, And they do. They find Yagura, but Naruto sees that Yagura is under a very, very powerful Genjutsu. Like, extremely powerful Genjutsu. And so, Naruto, as the G he is, as the beast he is, he just with a snap of a finger just dismantles the Genjutsu, and Yagura wakes up, and they talk to Yagura, and they convince him to just come with them. Yagura doesn't even care about the village, you know. There were Genjutsu masters, and they weren't even concerned. They didn't think that, you know, he was under a Genjutsu. They just abandoned him. All, like, you know. And plus, that masked man who put him under Genjutsu needs to be stopped. And so, he comes with them. And so, that's how the revolution, the civil war in the mist stops. As Yagura, the Mizukage, disappears. And basically, all 9 Jinchuriki are now assembled. And, you know, we see a scene, imagine like a scene where it's like the Akatsuki are now assembled. But I'm gonna call the group that Naruto formed the Free Spirits. I'm gonna call it the Free Spirits for now. Because, you know, Jinchuriki means sacrifice, noble sacrifice, I think. And Free Spirits is like them being free from their stuff, you know. And basically, during this time where they've been gathering everyone, let's do a time skip of a week, and now all the Jinchuriki are kind of friends with their tailed beasts. Like, everyone has good relationship with their tailed beasts. And basically, the way that the Free Spirit organization works is that basically basically all the members are at least low Kage level. Like right now, probably the weakest Jinchuriki is Gaara, since he is One Tails, but he is like low Kage level, low to mid Kage level, and Naruto is God level, like above high Kage, like he is Otsutsuki level. I'm not even gonna lie, like he can beat up Kaguya without breaking. Like, no, actually, no, I can't do that. And Naruto is like, Naruto is Madara level. Yeah, Madara level. And basically, Naruto is the leader of the organization, with B being the second in command. And, you know, they start doing missions around all of the shinobi nations. And, you know, it has spread that all the nations lost their Jinchuriki. And nobody knows where they went. So, you know, since none of the nations have their Jinchuriki, nothing really changed. But everyone wants them back. And so, now this organization appears who call themselves the Free Spirit. And they always wear hats and, like, robes with, like, kanji for numbers on them. Everyone's, like, pretty suspicious, but they don't really mind because they don't think that all the Jinchuriki would have bonded together and formed a group. And so they start being, like, the Akatsuki doing missions, while the Akatsuki have, like, no idea where the Jinchuriki went. Even Zetsu is like, what the hell? And so they are looking into this group called the Free Spirits, but it's, like, not most important because they want to find the Jinchuriki. Little do they know that the Jinchuriki are the Free Spirits. Ha ha ha. And, yeah. They start doing missions around the 5 great nations and even smaller nations, getting money, getting a name. And basically Naruto is like, the nicknames they have are basically, according to their numbers. Like, Naruto's nickname is 9. Like, people just call him Killer 9. No, not Killer 9. Like, basically just 9. And the Killer B, or like Fire 2. That's some cringy name. But, like, basically it's just 1 and for Gaara, 2 for... You get it. These are the nicknames people give them. And they continue doing these missions. Now, basically, we cut to the Konoha Team 7, basically, when the Free Spirits was just formed, when the Gaara was just, when Gaara was just accepted to the group. Naomi, Toshiro, and Sasuke were sitting in front of Kakashi, and all talking about their goals. Naomi spoke first. My name is Naomi Senju. Well, I like a lot of things and I dislike a lot of things. My goal? Well, I know it will become a reality. I will destroy a certain someone and make him pay. Next up was Sasuke. My name is Sasuke Uchiha. I like a lot of things and I dislike a lot of things as well. I don't like a lot of things and I dislike a lot of things. My goal, and he basically just says the canon stuff, and then, what? Okay, so now Naomi is speaking. The first one that spoke was Toshiro. I mixed up the names, my bad. But now Naomi says, I'm Naomi Senju. I like a lot of things and I dislike a few things. My goal is to learn the truth about a certain someone and the reason as to why he did a certain thing. And Toshiro looked very angry at Naomi and says, how long are you gonna be protecting that bastard? He told you the reason why he did it, and you still want to know it? I can repeat it for you time and time again. And Naomi wasn't having any of it, so she just walked off, and Kakashi is like, dang, well, this team is very, very complicated. Now, they do their 1 month of D-rank missions while the Free Spirits are doing their own missions. And basically, it's time for the Land of Waves arc. Basically, like they all head to the Land of Waves. And let me talk a bit about their level. Toshiro and Naomi's wood release is at the same level, with Toshiro being just a bit stronger in Taijutsu and Ninjutsu overall, but they're about, I'd say they're about mid-Chunin level, with all the training they had, and the training they received after the events of the Senju Massacre was from Jiraiya, their father, and Tsunade. Now, Jiraiya and Tsunade don't know that, Naruto did this on orders. They didn't know Naruto got betrayed. All they know is that Naruto killed the Senju clan, attacked the Hokage, and left their children alive for some reason, telling them to get stronger, to kill him one day. And, Jiraiya is very angry at Naruto, since, he did trust the kid. And now Naruto does this, so it's very confusing to him. But he is suspecting something, but he can't really prove it, since he thinks that Hiruzen's a good guy. Well, Jiraiya's dumb, but he trains them both, as well as Tsunade. And Tsunade is just mad, that Naruto did this, because she also trusted Naruto. And basically, the whole thing goes the same way as canon, but fights are a bit different, but I don't want to describe them. But we go to the part where Zabuza attacks while Team 7 is on the bridge. This time the whole team is assembled. Team 7 is, staring down at Zabuza with Haku. And, Toshiro is like, Zabuza, you have to die here. And right as he said that, Haku just dropped to the floor with his head basically just cut off. And everyone just silent. In a moment of silence, everyone's just looking at Haku's dead body, which is now laying on the ground. And you know, Zabuza is in pure terror. Like, what the hell just happened? And then everyone hears an ominous voice. And they're like, huh, Konoha Shinobi. And my target. Very well. After that, everyone turns around. Behind Team 7 stood a man or boy, teenage boy, in a robe and a hat with the kanji 9 and like black robes and stuff and with golden stuff on it. And all they could see was a pair of two glowing red eyes in the darkness. And you know, they all hear a loud thud on the ground. And the whole Team 7 turns around to see Zabuza on the ground with like basically just blood coming out of his eyes, ears, and nose. Basically, Zabuza just died from a Genjutsu. And you know, everyone just turns around to see that, you know, the man is just walking towards them. They all prepare to fight, but the man just walks past them. And you know, takes Zabuza's body and looks back at the shinobi and says something very suspicious, very sussy. Not gonna lie, kidding. But the masked man says, "Huh. It seems that you two might not be strong enough yet." And he just disappears in, I'm just gonna say, flames. And you know, they are, you know, Toshiro and Naomi realize who this might have been. And you know, they're like, oh no. So Naruto is the leader of the organization called the Free Spirits. What? He's that strong? And you know, Toshiro, you know, like, how do I call it? Stomps his leg on the ground, saying, damn it. How is he this strong? I need to get stronger. Kakashi and Sasuke don't know what's going on, but they don't really pay mind to it. And so they go back and tuning exams happen. And I'm not gonna describe it, but attack on Konoha happens and Orochimaru attacks. Now the reason Orochimaru attacks this time is to get revenge on Hiruzen. You see, Hiruzen was using Orochimaru all this time, was using Orochimaru to perform experiments and then abandon him just like Naruto. And you know, the reason, the way Orochimaru attacked, since Gaara isn't here, he attacked when Sasuke got mad. No, Sasuke was facing off against, basically it was Toshiro versus Sasuke. And Sasuke got mad at Toshiro for only using wood release and not fighting and not attacking, which Toshiro couldn't do because there were no openings. And so he it was like a very intense fight, so everybody was not paying attention to their surroundings, I guess. And so that's when the Genjutsu kicked in and Orochimaru attacked Hiruzen, and basically the whole fight happened as canon, but this time Naruto was watching from the side, basically just sitting on a building right across where the fight was happening, and just like looking pretty bored because this fight is like pretty low level for him. But you know, he's just looking, and he actually wants to ask something from Orochimaru. And you know, Hokage third ends up dying, and basically Orochimaru escapes with his hands being sealed, and so basically Orochimaru does still end up giving the cursed mark to Sasuke. He also does that to Toshiro and Naomi. So all of them received the curse mark, and this time Naomi and Toshiro become Chunin while Sasuke stayed Genin. Actually, no, none of them become. Only Naomi becomes a Chunin. The rest, the Toshiro and Sasuke stay Genin. Now, I forgot to mention how Naomi looks, but just take this as an example. This is gonna be her a bit grown up. Something like this. I couldn't find a good picture, but just imagine it. And so, one sec. Damn. Okay. And so, basically, after the fight between the Hokage and Orochimaru, Naruto finds Orochimaru, he recuperating after the battle, and appears in front of him. And the Sound 4, who are next to Orochimaru, get in fighting position, but Naruto just basically releases an aura, which just sends them on their knees. And Orochimaru is like, so, the leader of the Free Spirits, 9 himself, has graced me with his presence. To what do I owe such an honor? Naruto like chuckles and says, well, Orochimaru, I've done a bit of research on you and see that, well, you've been betrayed by the Leaf and taken out your revenge. I see that you're a good man, deep there, but that's of little importance. I want you to work with our group secretly. I know that you have placed cursed seals, curse marks, on 3 children from the Leaf and plan to take over one of their bodies. Now, I'm gonna have to kindly ask you to remove the curse marks from the Senju kids, since since I need them for something in the future. You're free to take them to train or whatever, but just take the curse mark and just keep it on the Uchiha. And Orochimaru says, and why would I do that? And Naruto says, well, of course you'll get something in return. You will get a limitless supply of test subjects from me and our group, as well as funding. Orochimaru thinks about this and does realize he's been running a bit short on test subjects as well as funding lately, so he agrees. And so Naruto disappears, and basically this time the whole thing with Sasuke happens again, but this time there's no one to stop them, and this time the curse marks on the Senjus, on Naomi and Toshiro, get taken out, but Sasuke's gets left, and all 3 of them actually go to Orochimaru to train. Because Jiraiya and Tsunade taught the Senju, their kids, everything they could, and they felt like they need to get stronger to beat Naruto, and Sasuke just for the canon reasons. And so that is how Shippuden begins. Now, well, it's time for Shippuden, everyone. Yeah. Now, right after Naomi and Toshiro went to train with Orochimaru, Kurama says, well, Naruto, it's time for you to form a summoning contract and become even stronger than you are now. You are naturally predestined for the fox summoning. And so Naruto nods, does the summoning seals, and summons himself and appears in a forest, basically. That's when 9 foxes appear, and with swords and like katanas out, and like ninja outfits, and one of them with 3 tails says, who are you, human, and how did you get here? Naruto explains Naruto says that, my name is Naruto Uzumaki. I'm the Jinchuriki of Kurama. I got here by doing the reverse summoning jutsu. And the foxes are like staring at Naruto in disbelief. And that's when Kurama appears behind Naruto. And all the foxes bow down. And Kurama says, it's good to be back here, but please take me to the elder. And the foxes nod and they take Naruto to the elder. Kurama goes back into Naruto, into the seal. And so the elder basically talk with the elder, and the elder agrees that Naruto should be trained by the foxes, and this is how Naruto looks while he's in sage training, which in their summoning world lasts about 4 years, while his body doesn't really age. And so you might be asking why Naruto keeps on getting stronger if he wants Naomi and Toshiro to kill him, as he said. The reason is Naruto doesn't even know himself. He feels very bad for what he did to Naomi and Toshiro. At the same time, he wants to live. But so he just keeps on getting stronger for no reason. And Kurama can see this, but he can't really do much about it. And so this is how he looks during sage training. Sage mode is basically this, like the black markings around his eyes appear, and yeah, he actually grows out his hair during sage training, and his eyes turn red, but they were already red. So yeah, and that is how he looks for 3 years or 4 years. But during this time, Naruto has unlocked a few new abilities. He can go into Berserker Mode, Berserker Mode, or Masked Mode, anything you want to call it, where at first stage there's a few stages to this ability. First, his white part of his eyes turns black. After that, a half mask like this forms around his head. After that, a full mask like this forms around his head. Basically, it looks like the... God, I forgot what was the transformation from Bleach called. Like Lord something. The one where he faced against Ulquiorra. That's the thing that forms, but without the horns and the stuff. And the final mode, which I will try not to reveal. No. Okay, which I try not to reveal. If you saw it, you saw it. If you didn't, you didn't. But who cares? But that comes in later. And so at the end of the 4 years training, but I forgot, these modes basically give him an overall boost in strength, and Jutsu and Sekigan immense boost. And we see right before Naruto is about to go back to the real world, Kurama talks with the elder after going out of Naruto's seal. The elder says, "So, Kurama, when are you gonna tell the boy about his parents?" Kurama gulps down and says, "I don't know how to tell him. I don't know how he will react to knowing that I was the reason his mother died, as well as me being his father." He's shown quite a lot of interest in his heritage lately. The elder says, "You should just tell him. It won't do any good by hiding it." And so Kurama is like, "I'll see when the time is right." And Naruto gets ready to go back to the real world. At the moment, he just looks like himself from after he returned from Shippuden training. He cut down his hair because it was annoying, and basically he's just a bit taller, a bit more muscular, and a lot more powerful. Holy, he is so powerful. Stronger than Madara for sure. Actually, no. Before that, yeah, I'm making him too strong. It's not even funny. So before, he was around mid Kage to high Kage level. Right now, he's Madara strength level. Basically, that's what's up. And so, all the other Jinchuriki, from the Free Spirits, were in their own summoning worlds. Basically, they all went to summon them to the summoning stuff, and B had the octopus summoning, and you know, the rest had the summonings that were according to their tailed beasts. Like, you can think of it as like Roshi had monkey summoning, Gaara had the raccoon summoning or tanuki summoning, Yugito had the cat summoning, and so on. Except for Han. Han, I'm just gonna say he had the horse summoning, because I do not know what the five tails is. Like, what is the five tails? Is it a horse? Is it a dolphin? Is it a dolls, dolphin and horse dolls, something like that. But yeah, they all return at the same time, and they all are powerful. But Naruto is still the strongest. Naruto is Madara strength level, and the rest are high Kage. B is like close to Madara level, a bit below it. But you get it. Everyone's super overpowered. Meanwhile, with Toshiro and Naomi, Toshiro and Naomi have been training with Orochimaru, with Sasuke as well, getting stronger, and you know, they're all about base. They're all about canon strength. Basically, Toshiro being the strongest out of all three of them, with his wood release being like literally Hashirama level, and boosted by Orochimaru's experiments and stuff. Like, Naruto has warned Orochimaru that he can perform experiments, but nothing life-threatening. And Orochimaru has been very careful because he does know that Naruto's super strong. Naomi is the second strongest. He's very close to Toshiro, just a bit behind on, you know, overall skill. And Sasuke is last. He has like a 3-tomo now, but all that. But yeah. You know, Tsunade and Jiraiya have been searching for their children, and they do know that they went to Orochimaru, and they just want to get their children back. But they know why their children did this, since they know that they want to get revenge. Especially Toshiro. Like, Toshiro is like even crazier than Sasuke at this point. He wants revenge, like revenge. And he will not stop. Naomi is more of like, I want answers. Like, I want them right now. And so it's a very weird thing with the Senjus, but you know, Naruto returns, and you know, everyone, all the Jinchuriki return, and that is where I'm gonna leave this part of the movie off. Okay, everyone, so this is part 3 of the movie, which I'm recording a day later. Again, if you hear any weird background music, this is the AC. And let's get started. Now, when Naruto returns, him and the Free Spirits do a meeting. And there, they call up some spies they have set around, like random spies. And they learn that the Akatsuki have learned that the Free Spirits are Jinchuriki. And this doesn't really concern them that much, since at the moment, basically, all the Jinchuriki are like how do I do this? Okay, let's just say that Gaara, the weakest Jinchuriki, can go head to head with the Raikage. I mean. That's how strong Gaara is, and then everybody else like goes up a few levels, like a level. But Naruto is on a whole nother level. I'm just gonna say that Naruto is about twice as powerful as Madara. He can like body Madara and Hashirama at the same time. So this doesn't really concern them, the Free Spirits, that much. And so the Akatsuki think that the Free Spirits are like panicking at the moment because they're afraid. In reality, nobody really cares. Like, nobody. And you know, Toshiro and Naomi have been getting stronger as well, as I mentioned in the previous part. I'm gonna beef them up a bit. Like, they're much stronger than Sasuke. Like, a lot stronger. They have wood release plus Orochimaru's training. I'll just say that, you know, Toshiro can win a fight against... Toshiro can win a fight against... I'm just gonna say that Toshiro alone can beat up Kakuzu and Hidan. Like, okay, Toshiro can beat up all the Akatsuki except for Kisame and Obito. And, like, Pain and Conan. He can beat up everyone. And I'm just gonna say that Naomi can also do that, but she's a bit weaker. Not by a whole lot, she's just a bit weaker. Actually, no, they're the same strength. By the way, I'm drinking a Sprite. So, yeah. And, you know, the Free Spirits start doing missions again. And, you know, Naruto decided to set up a spy network. His own little spy network. And, you know, they keep doing missions. The spy network is doing well. It intercepts Jiraiya's spies, who are, like, searching everywhere for everyone. You know, the 5 great nations are in panic because Akatsuki are starting to make demands, like, where are your Jinchuriki? And, you know, Akatsuki are still a serious threat. I mean, despite the fact that they have no Jinchuriki, they're still a super serious threat. I mean, they got Kisame. Like, that's something to speak of. And nobody knows about Obito, so. So, one of the spies one day, basically informed Naruto that an Akatsuki will be intercepting an Akatsuki member who is probably Sasori, who hasn't died yet here, who is probably Sasori, will be meeting up with one of his own spies so that they can get the Jinchuriki. And Naruto plans to use this opportunity to basically kill an Akatsuki member. And so this is you know, Naruto comes to the Tenchi Bridge. The Tenchi Bridge, if you don't know what Tenchi Bridge is, that's your fault, I guess. Go look it up on Google. Tenchi Bridge arc. And, you know, he sees something he didn't expect, which was Toshiro and Naomi. You see, during this time, Toshiro and Naomi escaped from Orochimaru. Orochimaru really didn't care, because he couldn't really take their bodies. What the hell? I'm sorry, this music is trash. One sec. Better. Okay. And so they decided they escaped from Orochimaru. And they did notice it was a bit suspicious. It was kind of sus that Orochimaru didn't really follow them. But they didn't really pay mind, since now their only goal is to find Naruto and kill him. Kill him. And the reason that they were at Tenchi Bridge is because they actually met Sasori, got in a fight with him, and before Sasori died, he gave them the hint that he'll be meeting up with one of Nine's spies. Now, yeah. If again, Nine is the nickname Naruto goes by. Damn. And so they're standing across the bridge, and they're looking around when they see a hooded, a figure appear in a black robe and a hat, and you know how Naruto looks. All that drip he's got, it's insane. I mean, Naruto in this one really has the drip. Like, it's not even funny. It is not funny. Like, he might be even drippier than Goku at this point. Actually, no. They're about the same drip level. So, you know, Toshiro immediately gets in a stance, and as well as Naomi, while Naruto just stands there and is just looking at both of them through his hat. And, Toshiro screams out, "Naruto, I'll kill you! You will pay!" and stuff like that. And, not Naomi's quiet. She's observing Naruto, and at this point, Naruto took off his hat, and they can see the cold, lifeless expression on his face, and it bothers Naomi a bit that he has this expression. She remembers it so different from when they were kids. Naruto used to be this happy, sly fox dude that was always there, playing pranks on people. Just a joy to be around. And now he's like this. It kind of pained her, but she got through the disturbance. And she was actually the one who attacked first. And she just sent a wood dragon at Naruto, but Naruto with his right hand just my bad. Naruto with his right hand Naruto with his left hand just absorbed the wood dragon, and just did nothing with it. And they're both shocked. They didn't know nothing about Naruto's abilities, so this is like a super shock to them. And they're like, "What the heck? What do you mean?" And so, yeah, let me get back to the ability chart. So, after that, Toshiro sends a bunch of wood bullets at Naruto. Naruto just creates a mud wall, jumping up and shooting a giant fireball jutsu at the both of them. They managed to escape, but they got burnt a bit. And Naruto just, at this point, Naruto is like, he's in pain. Like, he doesn't know what to do. Like, the people he's fighting right now are his first friends. They were the first people who ever cared for him. And he doesn't know what to do. So, because Naruto is still Naruto, like, even though he has a lot of drip, he's still Naruto. And Naruto is a bit dumb, and this Naruto is also a bit dumb, like, inside. So he knocks Naomi out with a Genjutsu, which didn't really show her much. It just knocked her out. And Toshiro, despite being driven by revenge, he still cares for his sister, so he stopped attacking. And he went to look for his sister because he thought Naruto did something. Meanwhile, Naruto shed a tear, which Toshiro briefly saw, but didn't really pay mind to it. And then Naruto just disappeared. Naruto returns to his base, and there he sees Gaara and Yukito patching up some light wounds that they got. He asked them, like, "Where'd you guys get those wounds? I mean, y'all are pretty strong." And, Yukito says, "Well, two Akatsuki members attacked us. One of them had a giant scythe, and the other one had, like, weird tendrils coming out of him. But, I mean, we dealt with both of them. So they were pretty easy to beat, but, one of them almost got us. It was the one with the scythe. But I managed to kick him out of his little circle thing. So now they're dealt with. They won't be a bother." And, Naruto smiles and says that, "Good job, you two. Like, good work. Good work, team. Paw Patrol." And that's when the Paw Patrol was formed, and the peace was restored in the shinobi world. I'm kidding, no. You thought. And so, meanwhile, Meanwhile, back with Naomi and Toshiro, they both go back to find that, Sasuke has killed Orochimaru and is planning on forming a team. And, they decide to join the team, and that is how Taka is formed. But this time it's canon members. But this time Naomi and Toshiro are there. And this time Taka's goal is to kill both Itachi and Naruto. Since Sasuke and Toshiro and Naomi, they understand each other's pain, like one of their close people killed their whole clan, their family, and the two siblings, the Senju siblings decide to, help out Sasuke. Sasuke decides to help out, Naomi and Toshiro. So it's a, fair trade on both sides. But meanwhile, we cut to Jiraiya, who just got killed by Pain Nagato, whatever you want to call him. But after this happens, Pain frames Naruto, saying that Naruto 9, the leader of the organization of the Free Spirits, killed the legendary Sannin. He did that to put a lot of negative attention on the Free Spirits organization, for them to face a lot of pressure from the Shinobi Nation, since, Jiraiya was a legendary Sannin. And, Naomi and Toshiro learn about this, and now they want to get even more revenge. But, during this time as well, Sasuke versus Itachi happens. Everything goes as canon, I guess, but not really. This time, yeah, everything still happens as canon, I guess. Yep. So, but right after Sasuke versus Itachi happens, Naruto, along with Gaara and Roshi, are traveling somewhere around the Hidden in the Rice Fields nation, when they encounter Naomi and Toshiro, who just got a recent hatred power boost, I guess. And Naruto understands that this is probably the end of the line. He can't just do this no more, so he just nods to Roshi and Gaara, and they disappear. And now it's Naruto and now it's Naruto versus Naomi and Toshiro, for real now. Toshiro again screams out, "You'll pay for everything. You'll pay for what you did to Dad. You'll pay for what you did to our clan. You will die." And Toshiro just immediately off the bat just summoned the Buddha statue, like a 100 Buddha dude. And Naruto did what he thought was best. Naruto summoned Kurama. Yeah. Naruto summoned Kurama and also started ejecting like 64 black chakra chains from his back, which are huge now and super long. An epic fight happens. I'm not gonna describe it because it's just like a boxing match. But in the end, the Buddha statue gets annihilated. Kurama just has a few scratches, but Kurama goes back inside of the seal, and he sees that Naruto's mindscape is, breaking down. He understands that, Naruto's mental state is about to, self-destruct, since, Naruto doesn't know what to do. And, that's when Naomi jumps in and starts doing taijutsu with Naruto, but she's no match for Naruto. Naruto did sage training, so, since, Naruto is Naruto. So he just basically one-punched Naomi into a wall to cause a crater. And, after that, he felt something in his heart, just crack or, break. And he started holding his chest and crying, you know, saying something to himself, murmuring something to himself. And that's when Toshiro jumped from behind and stabbed Naruto to the chest. And inside of Naruto, Kurama was like screaming at Naruto, saying that like, "Yo, bro, you can't die, man. You can't die. Your mother wouldn't have wanted this." And Naruto says, "Well, you knew who my mother was?" And Kurama says, "Yes, of course I know who your mother was. I know who your parents are." Naruto says, "Well, at this point, it doesn't really matter, but you can tell me before I die." Kurama says, "You won't die, kid. And your parents are Kushina Uzumaki, who's your mother, and me. I am your father. I am your father." And Naruto said, well, you'll have to tell me how that happened in the you'll have to tell me how that happened when you go to the afterlife. But don't worry, you're not going with me, Dad. I just released the seal. You'll be set free in about 2 seconds. And Kurama is like, "No, Naruto, no!" But Kurama, before disappearing, managed to give just a bit of chakra to Naruto for him to hold out for a few more minutes. And Kurama got teleported away by a Hiraishin seal somewhere far away. And now Naruto's on his knees on the ground with a sword through his chest. And Toshiro is standing next to Naruto and like looking at Naruto and saying, "Why didn't you fight back? Why? You're stronger than this. Why? Didn't you want to test your strength when you killed her clan? Huh? What happened now?" And that's when Naomi came up and saw what happened, and tears started flowing from her eyes because she still feels something. And she's like, "Naruto, tell me why." Naruto smiles at the both of them, and he like basically puts his hands on their shoulders, and that's when his eyes glow red, and he casts a Genjutsu on them, showing them everything that happened, why he killed the clan, of how he just wanted to protect them, of his whole life basically. And the two siblings awoke from the Genjutsu, started both crying, both in tears, both feeling super bad for themselves, both feeling super bad for what they did, and thinking that they could say sorry to Naruto. But what they didn't expect, what hit them the hardest was the sight of Naruto's dead body on the ground. That just did it for them. Naomi burst out in like, how to say, cries of pain, cries of suffering, screaming out, "No, Naruto!" And Toshiro is like shedding a few tears, saying, "I'm so sorry, friend." And that is how Naruto died. But the story doesn't end there. The story does not end there. Trust me, you will want to stick around, because Naruto will still be involved in this, but just not at the moment. So, just stick around with me, bear with me. After this, unlike Sasuke, who learned the truth and wanted to take revenge on the Leaf, Naomi and Toshiro know that Tsunade is the 5th Hokage, which she is, and they know that it wasn't her fault, since Naruto clearly showed in his Genjutsu that it was the third's fault. And they just go away somewhere. Where they go, you'll find out later. But pains of salt, Pain attacks the leaf. It goes as canon, but this time there's no Naruto. It's just Tsunade versus Pain and Conan, as well as the other Leaf Ninja. And guys, I'm just gonna beef up Tsunade a bit, and no, actually, I'm gonna beef up Tsunade a bit. Like, even without the beef up, like, guys, come on, Tsunade is she's like powerful. She's super powerful, and it's not even because she's a medic. Like, she can fight. Okay, she was not a match for Madara, but I believe that she could beat up Pain. Maybe I'm just gonna say that she beat up Pain and Conan, killed them both, but as a result, in the end, she died herself. So, as a result of Pain's attack, let me sum up what happened. The Leaf Village is totally destroyed. Tsunade is dead. Pain, as well as Conan, they die, and well, tough luck, I guess. But the 5 Kage Summit happens, I don't think Danzo died. Yeah, Danzo didn't die, so Danzo's like now probably the 6th Hokage, I guess. So yeah, Danzo just self-appointed himself as the 6th Hokage, and it all happens as canon, and Sasuke appears, kills Danzo, but you would expect maybe Naruto, Naimi, and Toshiro to be with Sasuke. No, Naimi and Toshiro are actually now part of the Free Spirits now. The reason they are is that before Naruto's final battle with Toshiro and Naruto, where Naruto, purposefully died, gave his life away for his friends, he told the Jinchuriki that, about what he's about to do, and that Naimi and Toshiro will come to them, probably, and for them to accept them and don't blame them. And, in the Genjutsu, he showed them the talk, and, Naimi and Toshiro understood what needs to be done from them. So they go to join. So they go to join the Free Spirits. And the Free Spirits, I mean, they are, like, a bit angry at them, since, Naruto was the one who saved all of them, gave them a better life, gave them a chance to live happily. Now Naimi and Toshiro kill him and then join the group. It's pretty weird to them, but they follow Naruto's orders. But meanwhile, at the 5 Kage Summit, Toby again appears and makes the request that if the 5 nations don't get all the Jinchuriki, they'll destroy all the villages, just like they did to the Leaf. Because, well, there's no one to spread the rumor that, the Akatsuki leader is dead. That Pain is dead, people are still afraid. But, in this, what if the Kage, the 5 great nations Kage, aren't dumb? Even Danzo is not dumb. So, like, in this one, I'm just gonna say that Danzo is, like, worse, but Danzo is power hungry for the sake of the village, I guess. Like, he genuinely cares for the village. So, him and the other Kage decide that instead of killing all the Jinchuriki and letting Toby take over the world, they're gonna ally themselves with the Jinchuriki, as well as Orochimaru, who recently resurfaced. And, they're gonna destroy the Akatsuki. And so they sent a letter to the Free Spirits. The Free Spirits did accept, along with Naimi and Toshiro. They're all part of the Shinobi Alliance, as well as Orochimaru, who's like officially a member, and he's the one who is against Kabuto, basically also summoning ninja. So I'm just gonna say that Orochimaru can't summon anyone because Kabuto summoned everyone that could possibly be summoned, I guess. So yeah, the war goes pretty much as canon. But Naimi and Toshiro, they go to the battle with the White Zetsu. Meanwhile, Orochimaru is staying at a hideout, and, doing an experiment, and he does a few hand signs, which are the summoning, like the resurrection, like the, how does it called, the resurrection jutsu. I don't know how it's called. Undead summoning, I guess, the resurrection jutsu, and he summons Naruto. Meanwhile, Kabuto summons Madara, and Naruto gets resurrected, and Naruto looks at Orochimaru and says, "Well, I wasn't mistaken when I allied myself with you, Orochimaru, even though I was expecting to die and never return, but I guess thanks." And Orochimaru says, "No worries. So, Naruto, did you really want to die that badly, that you lost to someone weaker than you?" And Naruto says, "Shut up, Orochimaru. How are those two doing?" And Orochimaru says, "Well, they're part of the Shinobi Alliance now, and they're a part of your group." And he explained everything that went on, and Naruto feels this weird presence, and he smiles a bit, and says out loud that Dad's coming. Orochimaru's like, "What?" And Naruto says, "Oh, it's nothing." And then a giant red chakra appears around Naruto. And in Naruto's mindscape, a voice appears saying, "Son, never thought you'd be this dumb, but I'm glad you're back." Naruto says, "It's good to be back as well, Dad." And Naruto is like, "Orochimaru, I need to go and fight Madara, who just got resurrected. I can feel it." And Orochimaru nods, and Naruto gets out the hideout and starts running towards the battle, where Gaara and Orochi are all fighting against Madara at the moment. And while they're going there, Naruto in his mindscape is like, "So, Dad, how'd you meet my mother?" And Naruto explained the whole fun little story about him impregnating Kushina from having mental sex. And Naruto is like a bit mad that Kurama did this to his mother, but he's like, okay, whatever. But yeah. And Naruto arrives just in time for the battle, and Madara is about to strike down Gaara when a giant Rasen Shuriken flies at him, hitting him, sending him back. And Madara looks and sees that he has a giant wound, and he's like, "Oh, so there's someone strong." And he then sees another resurrected person, just like him, standing in front of him in a black robe, like without the hat this time. He sees the man already, like boy/man, has basically looks like Naruto with red hair, a bit more grown up and manly, but other than that, the same. He's like, "Son, who might you be?" And the second Tsuchikage appears next to Madara and informs him of who Naruto is through Kabuto. And Madara is like, so you're the strongest. Very well, let us face off." And Madara just straight up sends a giant majestic destroyer flame at Naruto. But Naruto just, deep breath in, deep breath out, and just puts his left hand out, absorbs the majestic destroyer flame, and sends a bunch of how do we call it? A bunch of wind bullets at a bunch of wind blades at Madara, which are super huge and super fast. And Madara gets one of his hands cut off. And, Madara is like looking in disbelief. He's like, "What? How did you do that?" "Never mind. Let's see how you do in close quarters." And Madara started running at Naruto. Naruto started running at Madara, slow paced at first, and then they started sprinting. They locked fists and started punching each other, kicking each other. Actually, it was more of Naruto punching and kicking Madara, and Madara just trying to defend himself. But, you know, Madara just got beaten up. Like, beaten up. Naruto used, like, chakra chains. Like, turned it to fire to avoid punches. Like, super strength. Like, he even used, like, Genjutsu on Madara. Like, you get how broken that is? Like, he used Genjutsu on the god of Shinobi. That's, like, insane, bro. That is just crazy, man. And he even used Kurama Mode to, like, annihilate Madara. But Madara kept rising up. Like, kept healing himself. But that's when, you know, Toby appears. And this time does something with his Renegon. And Rinne revives Madara. And now it's Toby versus... But, you know, this time Toby doesn't die. Actually, Toby doesn't die from the Rinne rebirth for some reason. Let's just say plot armor. So now it's Toby and Madara, who has his real body back, versus resurrected Naruto. And, you know, now it's a 2v1. Probably the two most powerful villains versus the most powerful person, who's like at 50% of his strength. And, you know, Naruto activated Sage Mode and pulled out katanas out of nowhere, summoned his chakra chains, and started throwing the katanas everywhere, you know, teleporting to them using the Flying Thunder God, punching, kicking both of Madara and, you know, Toby. You know, even the Renegon couldn't track the movements, like Sharingan, nothing, just wouldn't help. In the end, Toby just got pierced from the back with chakra chains and died right there and then. And Madara was about to get pierced when a sudden aura around Madara appeared, and you know, Naruto gets sent back a bit, but Madara starts growing white hair, and starts growing long white hair, horns, and gets boobs, and gets a dress, gets a Byakugan, and there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Madara has officially changed gender. No, I'm kidding. No. Madara has finally come out, and we shall name this new being Kaguya Otsutsuki, who took over Madara's body somehow. Plot armor. Yeah, I know I'm changing a lot, right? Haha. But bear with it. And, you know, Kaguya basically took over Madara's body through a forbidden technique Obito used before death, which basically placed like a seal on Madara so that Kaguya can take over, I guess. Just plot armor, everything. Plot armor, this whole world, war art. But now it's Kaguya who's standing there facing Naruto, and Kaguya says, "I saw the fight you had against these two puppets, and I must say you are quite impressive for a human. You might even be on the level of us Otsutsuki. Unfortunately for you, you're a resurrected being, and I am a fully living one. So you stand absolutely no chance. Give up and let me take over this world." You know, Naruto like chuckled, and that's when he disappears from Kaguya's sight. And Kaguya is like looking around, like, where is he? But that's when Naruto appears from behind her, trying to punch her. But unfortunately for Naruto, Kaguya isn't that simple. Kaguya turns around and punches Naruto super fast and super hard. And Naruto just gets sent flying, like literally flying kilometers away. And, you know, some people thought that, you know, Naruto just died, since that punch was insane. Like, Kaguya is powerful. Like, yeah. And so Kaguya is like, "Is that the strongest human?" Well, that's kind of pathetic. And so she was about to start killing all the humans when a super intense aura was felt from like kilometers away. You know, Kaguya and everyone from the Shinobi Alliance Even the Zetsu clones turned around to see what was going on, and they saw a black blur, coming at them at a super fast pace, and it landed. They be seeing this man looking like this, like that's just mad drip, like not this, I'm talking about this. Like that's just mad drip. Basically, it looks like a final Getsuga Tensho mode, and that's the final mode of that's Naruto's final Sage mode, I guess. And, it's just called. I'm just gonna call it Getsuga Tensho, GT. But that's how he looks, and he's like, "Well, Kaguya, you just called me to power up. You're doomed." And Kaguya gulps down, and that's when Naruto pulls out his sword and just slowly just slashes Kaguya's head off, I guess. Yeah, like Kaguya didn't even realize what was going on. Naruto just casually sliced her head off without even doing a fast movement. Like slowly just cut her head off. But before he unlocked the final Getsuga Tensho, he met Sage of Six Paths, who told him that you can't really kill Kaguya, or else you'll receive a karma seal, and you'll get taken over by her in no time. So you should seal her away. And Naruto cut her head off and basically sealed her head away, somewhat, basically. So Kaguya just got sealed in the end. Basically, Naruto didn't even need Sage of Six Paths power. He just needed to know that he needed to seal her. So Kaguya got sealed away again, this time in like a box, sort. And Naruto just kicked that box up into the sky, and now it's just floating around in the atmosphere. Far, far away. Nobody can find it. Nobody can feel it. Nothing. Like it's gone. No more Kaguya. She can't even. Not even the Otsukis can feel her presence anymore. So we cut to 2 years from now. 2 years after the war, we see a village on the place of the Leaf Village, and with the kanji darkness on it, with the kanji shadow on it, and Naruto walking out of a tall building with 2 children on his arms, and his wife, who looks like this, but like this, you got it, like this. His wife, Naomi Senju, and Naruto's wearing a black/white, a black/golden outfit, which on the back says "First Akuma Kage," and at the below the building there are a bunch of people, including all the Jinchuriki, like criminals, everyone, like good people who were like blamed for something that they didn't do, and outcasts, and Naruto said, "Welcome to Akuma no Sato, a village for everyone who has been outcasted in the past. Here you can live freely, without any worries. I am Naruto Uzumaki, the first Akuma Kage." And yep, as I'm sure you understood, it was a happy ending. Actually, I like happy endings because they're nice. But everyone, this is the end of the movie. Some of you might criticize the amount of plot armor there is, but sorry, not sorry, I guess. Yeah, like I enjoyed making this. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this. I haven't recorded a movie in a long time, so sorry about that. Also, with the Spider-Man, unfortunately, I'm discontinuing that one since the character. Actually, no, I don't know yet. But about the Spider-Man and the Warp Gate series, I'm gonna be deleting these from YouTube, and I'm gonna be making them into movies. Yes, movies. Since individual parts are annoying, and I don't know why I even posted them as individual parts. you'll have to wait a bit more. A bit. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry this movie took so long. I've like a few months to record, but it's been on my mind a lot. And yeah. Anyways, hope you enjoyed, and have a great day or night. Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated this summer. Like advice from me, I guess.